All right, boys and girls. So we are here doing lesson 7. So chapter 10, lesson 7. We're on page 747. And the more I look at these little grid things that they have you guys doing, I know that they're helpful, but man, they are just kind of tricky. So we're going to operate mostly using the second way that we learned, which might end up being the faster way. Anyways, like I said, if you want more instruction on how to do the grids, check in with me during office hours and we can connect on how to do that. In the meantime, let's go ahead and jump to number 2 on page 747. We're going to go 1 1/3 times 2/3. So the whole point of this lesson, and the couple ones after that, I believe, are learning how to multiply mixed numbers. So that's what we're going to do. All right, so go ahead and get out your whiteboard, and we're going to work out number 2, 1 1/3 times 2/3. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to change your mixed number into an improper fraction. So if you see a number like this, where you have the whole and then the fraction, that's called a mixed number, we need to change to improper fraction. Okay, you can write that in your notes. So if we're changing 1/3, 1 1/3 to an improper fraction, what do? We need to go 3 times 1, which equals 3 plus 1. So it'll be the denominator times the whole number plus the numerator. 3 times 1 plus 1 would give us 4. And then what's my denominator here? Thirds. So it stays the same. Times a number over here, 2/3. And remember, we really want to get in the habit, and I'm bad about this too, we want to get in the habit of writing them out on one single line. Okay, so let's work that out. What is 4 times 2? Okay, we get 8. And then 3 times 3 equals 9. 8 over 9, 8 ninths. Can I simplify that anymore? No, there's no number that I can divide 8 and 9 by to get a whole number. So 8 ninths is my final answer. So I will put that in here on number 2. Let's go ahead. We're going to do number 3. It's been a tricky one. Ooh, actually, let's do number 10. We're going to do number 10, and then we're going to do number 11. All right, so number 10 is 2 3/5 times 3 7/8. Let's go ahead and write that down on our whiteboards. Okay, so we have our mixed numbers, and what's our first step? We need to change them to a improper fraction. You got it. So I'm actually going to do that with each of these fractions before I go any further. So to go from a mixed number to an improper fraction, I'm going to go 5 times 2, which equals 10, right? 10 times 3 is 13. 13, my denominator is 5 times this number, right? 8 times 3 is 24. And then 24 plus 7, what is that? 31? Yeah. Okay, remember, if it's harder to add numbers in your brain, a trick you can think of that I use all the time is, okay, 8 times 3 is 24, putting 24 on my table, and then count on 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Okay, just way to check. It's never a bad thing. My denominator is 8. I'm going to rewrite that so it's all in one line. It'll look so nice. 5 times 8. Nice. All right, it's going to be a chunky number. I might even have to do some work on the side. All right, I'm going to go 13 times 31. Ooh, exciting. Okay. I have 3 times 1, which equals 3. 3 times 3, which equals 9. Oh my gosh, I did not leave enough space. 1 times 1 equals 1, and then 3, and really tiny here, 3, and then I have my 10, and I have my 4. Whoa, so 403 over what is 5 times, remember we're adding those guys, sorry, I didn't mean to clarify. Didn't clarify before. 5 times 8 is 40. Okay. So now we're at the spot where we need to figure out how many times 40 can go into 403. And some of you might be able to do this in your head and might be kind of noticing some patterns that we'll be talking about here shortly in the next couple lessons. But if you don't, that's okay too. Let's just start from the top. So we're going to divide 40 into 403. 40 can't go into 4, remember? So we move over to the next one. So 40 into 40, how many times? 1. And it's really important, guys. One thing to really pay attention to, I know we did this when we were doing long division, but good to stay nice and correct in your formatting. Make sure you put that 1 over the 0 and not the 4. If you're dividing into 40, put it over the 0, okay? It'll keep your work nice and neat. 1 times 40 is 40. 40 minus 40 is 0. 4 goes into, sorry. Bring down the 3. 4 goes into 3 how many times? 0 times. 0 times 40 is 0. Subtract 3. Any more numbers to bring down? No. So I have 10, remainder 3. So what does that mean? That means my whole number is 10. And that means my remainder, my numerator, is going to be 3. And my denominator was 40. So 10 and 3/40. Kind of a weird fraction. You probably will never be cooking with fractions that look like that in your whole life. But you'll know how to multiply them, so that's very exciting. All right, so let's go ahead and go back to our work. So that was the answer for number 10. We cannot simplify it anymore, so go ahead and write the answer in. And we're going to jump over to number 11. Let's first read the instructions. Write the multiplication equation represented by each model and shade the product on the model. Okay, so our fractions that we're dealing with are 1.5 times 2.5. So 1.5 times 2.5, and just like when we find the area, we're trying to figure out the space in between. All right, 1.5 times 2.5. And we can actually, so yeah, these grids, I don't know. We're going to work it out not the grid way, and then we'll look at the grid. All right, so 1.5 times, what was it, 2.5? Well, you know the first step, right? You change your mixed number to an improper fraction. Okay, we're going to change 1.5 to an improper fraction, and we're going to do the same with 2.5. So 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. And our denominator is 2. Times 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5, over 2. So remember, we're going to get in the habit of writing it all on one line. There we go. 3 times 5 equals 15, over 2 times 2 equals 4. What's my next step? Now I have to change it back. I need to go from my improper fraction to a mixed number. So to do that, I need to think of how many times 4 goes into 15. And this time let's try to do it mentally. So I know that 4 times 1 is 4, and 4 times 2 is 8, and 4 times 3 is 12, and 4 times 4 is 16, so I know I can't do 16 because it's over 15. The closest I can get is 12. And 4 times what was 12? 3. So that's my whole number. And how many leftovers do I have? If 4 times 3 is 12, 15 is the number I'm going for. I didn't quite make it. The numbers in between are 3. 15 minus 12 would be 3. So those are my leftovers, and they go up here. My denominator, 4, stays the same. Perfect. Let's check. 3 times 4 is 12, plus 3 is 15. Now let's go back to our original problem, and they wanted us to write an equation. So write a multiplication equation represented by each model. And so basically, guys, is they want you to write out what you're doing in an equation. So what did we just do? We went 1.5 times 2.5. And then our unknown value was this answer we just got. So when they're saying algebra, they mean they want you to represent the unknown value with a letter. A lot of times those last 3 problems on those independent practice pages will have that. It's just prepping your brains for algebra. So I would do 1.5 times 2.5 equals, you could use K or L or M. I would avoid using the letter X in this case because we have an order of operation that already looks quite like an X. So try something else. Here you go. Try Y. Beautiful. That's what they want you to do. So they want you to do that for problems 11, 12, and 13. All right, this should be pretty straightforward. I'm not terribly concerned. Go ahead and complete page 747 and do the self-check on Canvas. That's chapter 10, lesson 7 on Canvas. Let me know if you have any questions, and good luck.